You're lying in bed.
Ugh, another night lost in this endless
2:17
scroll.
a.m.
Why do I
The
even
room
bother?
is dark, except for the blue glow of your phone screen. You shouldn't be checking this, but
This
you
can't be
help it.
happening! No,
You
no,
open the
no!
banking app, you refresh, and there it is. That number, the one you've been chasing for years. Maybe it's 10,000, maybe it's 50. Whatever your safe number is, it's finally there. You feel a rush of dopamine hit your brain like an espresso shot to the vein. You did it. You're stable. You're an adult. You're winning. But here's the twist nobody tells you. The second that
Let's skip
number
tacos.
hits your account,
Michelin star spot?
the world
Tacos are classic,
changes.
though.
I'm in for
Suddenly,
Michelin.
your car makes a weird noise. Your friends want to do a nice dinner instead of tacos. Your email inbox fills with credit card offers promising rewards for someone who finally has something to lose. You think you've crossed the finish line,
Wait,
but you've actually
the
just
race
entered a
isn't
new
over?
level of the game
All right,
where
let's
the
finish
obstacles
this.
are smarter, faster, and dressed in better marketing. Hitting the number feels like a win, but the rules change immediately, and most people lose it all within months. Let's talk about why that happens. We treat financial stability like a destination. You grind, you save, you arrive. But money isn't a place you go, it's an environment you live in. And right now, the environment is designed to extract wealth from anyone who looks like they have some. Think of it like a roller coaster. You spend years climbing the lift hill, click, 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 saving every penny. But once you hit the peak, gravity takes over. Lifestyle inflation is gravity. Social pressure is gravity. The bank wanting you to refinance everything you own is gravity. Statistics show that nearly 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency. But even among those who save up a lump sum, a huge portion dip into it for non-emergencies within a year. You aren't broken because you spend when you finally have money. That's almost everyone. We're wired to seek comfort after stress. When you've been in scarcity mode, abundance feels like a signal to relax your guard. But the system doesn't want you relaxed. It wants you transacting. The trap isn't making money. It's keeping it when everything around you screams that you've made it. My name is Ted Yellow, and I'm obsessed with how money actually works, not how influencers say it works. I dig into the mechanics so you don't have to learn the hard way. Quick disclaimer, this is education and entertainment only, not financial advice. I'm not an advisor. I'm just the guy reading the fine print so you don't have to. Consult a pro for your specific situation. Now, let's look at why your brain betrays you right when you win. There are two phases of money. Phase 1 is the grind. This is scarcity mode. You say no to everything. You pack lunch. You fix your own leaks. Your goal is survival, and your defense is high. But phase 2 is the shift. This happens the moment you feel stable. In phase 2, your psychology flips. You've been depriving yourself, so your brain demands a reward. You tell yourself, I worked hard for this. I deserve a nice thing. And you do. But the system is tuned so most people never wander too far from the edge. Banks love phase 2 people. You're no longer a risk, you're a target. They send you pre-approved limits. They upgrade your app interface to make spending feel like a game. Suddenly, stability looks like boredom, and boredom feels like something you need to fix with a purchase. It's the rich tax no one calls a tax, the cost of appearing stable enough to spend. You justify it because you have a buffer. But that buffer wasn't meant for lifestyle upgrades. It was meant for disaster. When you mix your safety money with your living money, you erase the line between survival and fun. And when the real emergency hits, you're back to phase 1, but this time you're in debt. Let's look at the math, because numbers don't have feelings. If you save $10,000 and leave it in a high-yield account at 4%, that's $400 a year doing nothing, boring. But if you spend that $10,000 on a car upgrade, you don't just lose the $10,000, you lose the future value of that money. Over 20 years, that $10K could have been $22,000 without you adding a dime. Vanguard reports consistently show that investor behavior gaps cost people billions of dollars. They buy high, sell low, or cash out when they get scared. But the biggest gap isn't market timing, it's lifestyle timing. When you increase your spending every time your income stabilizes, you cancel out compound growth. You're running on a treadmill that speeds up every time you get fit. Boring, safe, unsexy consistency wins long term, not because it's moral, but because math doesn't care about your desire for a nicer couch. Let's compare two people, John and Josh. Both hit $20,000 in savings at the same time. John feels stable, so John upgrades the apartment, gets a newer car, starts dining out more. John thinks, I have savings, I can handle this. Then the car needs a transmission, the job market dips. John dips into the savings to cover the lifestyle gap. Within 18 months, John is back to zero, stressed, and wondering why stability feels so fleeting. Josh hits $20,000 and feels the same urge, but Josh sets a rule. The $20K is the floor. It is untouchable unless the house is on fire or health is at risk. Any new money goes into a separate growth bucket. When Josh wants a nice dinner, it comes from income, not from the floor. 5 years later, John is restarting the climb. Josh has $20K in safety plus another $30K in investments. Josh isn't richer because they earned more. Josh is richer because they protected the base. Stats show that having just 1 month of expenses saved reduces financial stress significantly, but having a rigid rule on not touching it is what creates actual freedom. So, how do you actually do this without becoming a miser hermit? Here is the Minimalist playbook. 1. Set the floor. Calculate your bare-bones survival number. Rent, food, utilities. That amount is sacred. It is not for vacations. It is not for sales. It is the foundation of your house. 2. Build the growth layer. Once the floor is set, automate everything else. Investments, debt payoff, fun money. If it's automated, you don't have to make willpower decisions. Willpower is a battery. Don't drain it on groceries. 3. Be suspicious of sales. When you have money, everyone wants to sell you solutions to problems you don't have. Insurance upgrades, investment seminars, crypto tips. If it requires a sales pitch, it's probably extracting wealth from you, not building it. Money isn't about stuff. It's about options. It's the option to say no to a bad boss. It's the option to sleep at night. When you treat your savings as a scorecard to beat, you lose. When you treat it as a tool to buy freedom, you win. Stop trying to look rich. Start trying to be stable. The real catch is protect your first number like it's the floor, not the finish line.